Do you wonder why the top 1% make investments that are more accurate than Ronaldo's bicycle kicks? Now, let's be clear, we're not igniting any Messi versus Ronaldo debate here, but you must want to know about these definite no-go zones for these true financial masterminds. So are you ready to uncover the shocking truths about what the super rich don't invest in? Fasten your seatbelts, because this might just flip your financial world upside down. Let's dive in. Things the rich avoid investing in. You know, talking about the big leagues in finance is like discussing a game of chess played at lightning speed. Now, I'm not talking about your everyday wealthy riches here. I'm digging into the world of those who are really ahead of the game. These are the kind of people who can spot a diamond in the rough. I mean, they can see through all the flashy stuff that usually grabs headlines. So what makes them tick, you ask? Avoiding trendy pitfalls. Well, they don't blindly follow the trends. They're not the type to jump on the bandwagon every time something new rolls through Wall Street. But why? Because they understand that mindlessly following trends is like attempting to catch a falling knife. It might appear cool in the movies, but in reality, not so much. Alright, let's chat about stocks and cryptos. These are some big names in the investment game. And can you believe it? These have helped some people to retire at the ripe age of 21. Meanwhile, I'm just here putting in long hours trying to save enough money for a simple jar of Nutella. Life definitely has its own favorites, doesn't it? But hey, let's not get too sad about it. You want to become rich, right? Rich people don't cry. They only make their employees cry. So, hold your horses and focus on the video. These rich people who really know their stuff in finance don't just chuck their cash at every trendy stock or random crypto coin that's blowing up the internet. They're more into putting their money where there's solid gold. Think of investments with legit fundamentals and a chance for steady long-term growth. We're talking about the kind of investment that might not be making headlines right this second, but it's got that timeless quality. It's like a classic movie that never goes out of style. And as for the latest viral stock or this week's hot crypto, nope, you're never going to see any rich person flocking to it like bees on honey. Well, you must admit that the idea of hitting the jackpot overnight can be as tempting as finding an ice cream truck on a summer afternoon. But they possess the wisdom to see through that temporary feeling. They're well aware of these kind of trends are like fireworks, dazzling but short-lived, just like the weekends. Think about Warren Buffett. He's more than just the Oracle of Omaha. He's got this vibe of a knowledgeable grandpa in the world of investing. There's this thing that he once said, and you won't believe, but it stuck with me. The biggest mistake is to be too afraid to make one. Sounds like he's cracking a joke, right? But there's real wisdom in those words. He's super careful, especially when it comes to the fading trends in the world of investment. You won't see him investing in the latest craze like it's a Black Friday sale. No, sir. He's got his eye on the long game, and he's never going to let a shiny new toy distract him. And how can we forget his iconic advice? He once said that, "You should be fearful when you see others greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." In a nutshell, the savvy rich don't get mesmerized by the one-week get-rich trends. They play it cool, do their research, and invest in long-lasting stuff. However, in the realm of risky investing, not only slow and steady wins a race, but in fact, if you're good with your decisions, you can win the marathon. But there's another thing that makes them win the marathon. Want to know? Say no to lottery tickets. Well, the rich aren't lining up for lottery tickets or huddling around casino tables. Oh no, they're not big fans of crossing their fingers and hoping for a lucky one-day glory. But why do they lose out on that chance? Actually, they have better ideas to play with. So, let's get through their mind, shall we? Think about this for a moment. Gambling and buying lottery tickets can be as thrilling as those epic movie successes. But can we really rely on them for a secure future? Well, that's like believing that the Titanic was actually filmed in a real ocean. It might seem exciting, but is it a bet you're willing to make? Well, the rich people don't. They understand that real wealth comes from calculated risks, not the usual cross your fingers and pray kind of deal, but more like sizing up the situation, doing your research, and then making your move. Take Jeff Bezos, the brains behind Amazon. He didn't just throw darts at a board in the dark. He's been quoted saying, "Plenty of companies are after the quick buck, but how many want to really leave a mark?" That's some solid advice to chew on, especially regarding finances. It's definitely not just a lucky break or a random roll of the dice. Now, there's this book, The Millionaire Next Door. It's quite the eye-opener. It unpacks the real habits and strategies of the biggest hitters in money-making business. And you know what? A lot of their tactics are not what most would expect for striking it rich. It's like a backstage pass to how the real rich manage their investments, and more importantly, what they avoid in investing. And as you're part of our amazing channel community, here's a treat for you. We got a crazy deal with Audible. You can have the free audiobook of this book, The Millionaire Next Door. Yes, you heard that right. The link is in the description, so click on it and you're on your way to a free trial. Whether you're new in investments or just thinking over your financial future, this book is a keeper. So don't just sit there. Click on that link, snatch your free audiobook, and dive into the secrets of wealth building. And who knows, maybe you are the next millionaire next door. Now let's chat about what the rich typically don't splash out on. Refrain from luxury items. They stay away from unnecessary luxury expenditures. Think life's luxuries like multi-million-dollar homes, swanky cars, and closets overflowing with high-end fashion. Sounds like the usual shopping list for the filthy rich, right? Well, sorry to say, it's not. Turns out, many money-loaded people don't just blow cash on these lavish items. Isn't that shocking? Well, maybe. They've got the funds, sure, but their game is different. They know that the priciest house or car that's worth a fortune might not be the wisest bet. But why did they think that? Well, these flashy items will often lose their shine quicker than a New Year's resolution. They depreciate in value and can become more of a fancy burden than a joy. Take a look at Mark Zuckerberg, for instance. The dude's got more money than a lot of countries' GDP, but he's not out here flexing with a gold-plated iPhone and a fleet of Lamborghinis. Oh no, he's rocking that casual wardrobe and chilling in his humble abode. They're not about showing off with flashy stuff. Zuckerberg is too busy building Meta into a giant rather than turning his garage into a luxury car rental center. The rich people spend on experiences that make life richer. They travel the world, investing in things that matter, like education and relationships. And here's the real secret sauce to their wealth recipe: investing in assets that appreciate or generate income while they sleep in their comfortable pajamas. Meet Bill Gates, the genius behind Windows. He is, however, the one who also has a secret crush for classics like Patek Philippe Calatravas and Jaeger LaCouture Reversos. So, you might be wondering that these people don't buy luxury items, but why do they buy those overexpensive watches? Well, top-notch watch brands produce these timepieces in super limited quantities, so that creates a kind of gotta-catch-em-all feeling among buyers. So, when you manage to secure a luxury watch, it's like hitting the jackpot. Your wrist suddenly becomes a work of art, and your bank account could see some serious growth over time. These ultra-rich people know all about the magic of compounding returns. Well, this book, The Millionaire Next Door by William D. Danko and Thomas J. Stanley, is definitely worth reading. It really has some jaw-dropping truths. I can't praise this book enough, as my words will fall short in front of its lessons. The authors also draw this line between two types of affluent people. First, you have the balance sheet affluent. These are the real deal. They're the ones who've got the wealth and the high net worth to show for it. Then there's the income affluent. They've got a high income, but when it comes to actual wealth, their balance sheet is like my bank account at the end of the month. There's not much left there. So yeah, the next time you see someone in a modest sedan, don't be so quick to judge. They might just have a millionaire's bank account, and they're just living the millionaire next door lifestyle. You raise your glass. Here's to living below our means and being secretly wealthy. But what else do rich people avoid? No betting on short games. Well, those with hefty bank accounts aren't playing the short game. Warren Buffett was like the ultimate Jedi master of the investing world, and he made some mind-blowing moves that still leave us in awe. First up, the dot-com bubble. Everyone was going gaga over tech stocks in the late 90s. Well, not our man Warren. He was chilling and sipping on his cherry Coke, calmly focusing on companies with real substance and growth potential. While others were on the tech roller coaster, he stood his ground. And guess what happened? Boom! Many of those dot-com companies took a nosedive in the 2000s. It's no wonder that Warren's decision was pure genius. But hang on, in 1999, Warren did something that shocked everyone. He refused to invest in a website called pets.com. That's right, the online pet food company that made headlines. People were going mad over this pet food revolution, but Warren saw through the fluff. He placed a bet that pets.com was going down, and boy was he right. In 2000, pets.com hit the financial graveyard. They filed for bankruptcy and left everyone wondering how Warren Buffett just knew stuff like that. So there you have it, guys. Warren Buffett, the man who saw the future while others were just riding on the hype train. You can also become one of these rich peeps, the actual rich. So now you can connect the dots and know how the ultra-rich are so wise in avoiding investing mistakes. You must have seen the newbie rich people doing these, but you know exactly what not to do. Also, you might wonder why the ultra-rich always look like they're trying their best to look as poor as possible. Well, don't worry. To get all your answers, you can watch our last video on 7 reasons why rich look poor. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until then, peace out.